Hey, how's it going? I am Merkaba18. Today I have another video for you. In this one, we're going to talk about what I would like to see from Rainbow Six Extraction as we approach the end of year one and going into year two. My last video, I talked about how I was a little bit disappointed with the lack of communication. And so we're going to try to take a little bit more of a positive spin in this one. And I want to talk about what I hope we can see or hope we can get from Rainbow Six Extraction in the future. Now, I will tell you that if you're watching this video, if you're familiar with my content or my Twitch channel, you probably know that I'm a huge fan of this game, and I think it's one of the more criminally underrated games of 2022. I think the sky's the limit for this game in terms of the future and what they can do with it. It's got great bones. It's got a great set of incursions and gameplay, a lot of good, solid things underneath it. I do think it needs some support, and I think it needs some work in order to continue to expand and develop more players. I also think it has a very ravenously passionate group of people who play it, many of whom share and watch my videos. So I want to thank you for that and make sure that you're subscribing to the channel here if you have not done that. Please let me know what you think of these ideas down below. And remember, go check out the Twitch channel Monday through Friday. Over at Merkaba18. We play this game, all the new releases coming out, and in the future. So, also, before we get into the actual thoughts that I have on this video, I want to make sure that all of you have checked out our channel partners here at Rogue Energy and Hydration. They have 3 different product lines: Hydration, Energy, and Extreme. I personally drink the Hydrate because it comes with B vitamins and potassium. As somebody that doesn't drink sugar and gets a lot of caffeine from coffee, personally love coffee a lot. I tend to drink their hydration to stay hydrated while I'm gaming. And I don't get enough potassium in my diet because of my diet restrictions and because of specific dietary needs on my part. So I tend to drink their hydration series, which is, and my favorite from theirs is the Raspberry Peach, as you can see there. They have a hydrate series. They have a energy drink supplement in which they add a little bit of caffeine and an energy complex with no sugar added, no artificial sweeteners of any kind, and it's all vitamins and natural flavors and stuff. They also have an extreme series in which there is 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is about the same amount as a cup of coffee. And I tend to use that as like a pre-workout if I'm going to use it. So make sure you go check out their products and use code Merkaba at checkout for 20% off. You can also try free samples on their website if you want to, and if you're not sure if you'll like it, they'll give you up to 3 for free. All you got to do is pay for shipping. Link in the panels below. Use my code Merkaba at checkout, and you'll get 20% off. All right, so that's enough of that. So let's start with the basics. What do I hope to see with Rainbow Six Extraction in year 2 and into the future? Number 1, I hope we get something resembling an arcade mode. What do I mean by arcade mode? Okay, so if you look here, we are at stage 53 of the Maelstrom. A lot of new players have never played the Maelstrom before. Most players have never played all of them. And so, and me specifically, I didn't start playing this game until a month or so after launch. And I didn't get to experience most of the first month or 2 up until the release of Zofia. I didn't get to personally experience any of that from the Maelstrom standpoint until I was leveled up enough, experienced enough, and had a group of people that I trusted enough to get into those. So I would love it if they would introduce an arcade mode in which we can go back and say, here's Maelstrom level 1 or stage 1, here's Maelstrom stage 30. Let us have access to all of those old Maelstroms that you've worked so hard on, Ubisoft. Let us have access to them whenever we want to. Give us an arcade mode that would let us do that. In addition to that, many people didn't get to play Spillover. Many people didn't get to play Nightmare Fog, and into the future, people may not have been able to play, Crisis 3, which was Eclipse, or Crisis 4 is coming. We don't know what that one's called yet. But into year 2, most people that are going to be new to the game will have not experienced any of the content from year 1. So it would be kind of cool to see that as an arcade mode, maybe make them rotate as part of the assignments, make it a separate mode from the arcade mode, whatever you like. But give us all that juicy, lovely content that you made in year 1. Make it accessible and accessible to people who have never touched it or who want to go back and experience it in its glory. Number 2, I want to see more operators introduced and more Archean types, more maps, all of that like sort of base content that we have as it stands right now. We're getting regular updates, and kudos to the developers for working really hard to give us free content here. Whether or not we have to pay for it or not is a separate question. That's an entirely different debate for a different video. I just want to see more operators introduced faster. 2 new operators a year is just not fast enough. And given that there are 60-something operators in Siege, you're just never going to run out of operators to add to this game. And they're right there ready for you to do. All you got to do is balance them, change them a little bit, and they'll be ready to go. So give us more operators. Introduce new enemy types every couple of months. Mutations have been great. The additions of mutations changed this game in so many different fun ways. So give us more of that, even if we have to pay for it as a DLC or as a year 2 pack, whatever that may be. And then by extension to that, this is a really, really, really important one that I would love to see as a creator and as a streamer. I would love it if we could get custom maps. Let me build my own Maelstrom. Let me build my own assignments. Build out modes like they do in Fortnite. And even in Siege, we have, creative people who take those custom maps and do things with them that you as a developer may not be able to, or don't have the resources or time or energy to do. Give that to me and I'll make my own Maelstrom that will challenge in a different way. I can host tournaments. I can do different fun things with it to build out a community around the game and around the structure that you have in place for this game. So that would probably be, truthfully, my top priority as a content creator, setting aside what might be useful for viewers or for the average gamer in this particular video game. Give me custom maps and I will take that to the limit. I will create Maelstroms and ask for people to challenge them and all kinds of fun stuff. Custom maps, please, 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 please. And then last but not least, this one's going to be the one that's controversial, I think. I don't think people are going to like this one very much because of the implication that you have to pay for it. But I want to see a battle pass. If you go over here and you look at the shop, this is, some of these cosmetics are among the best in the entire game, in between Siege and this game. Some of the best cosmetics I've ever seen in a Ubisoft game. You guys work really hard and do such a great job on these cosmetics. That I would love it if there was a battle pass introduced as a part of year 2, so that in the future, if I want to purchase these cosmetics, make them purely cosmetic, obviously, by extension, maybe make them packs like they do in Siege, where you can open them every so often. But purely cosmetic, no like pay to win type of stuff or anything like that, where you get a tactical or a combat advantage from using them. But purely cosmetic things, I would eat that up. I would buy the battle pass every single time and turn that into like a seasons type of thing, the way it is in Siege. And then if you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. Simple as that, right? As long as you're not locking operators to those battle passes, most people will be fine with that. So those are the things that I want to see. I want to know what you all want to see. What did I miss here? What did I get incorrect? What would you hope to see in the future of Rainbow Six Extraction into year 2 and beyond? Let me know in the comments below. See you again next time.